What's happening, guys? We're coming back to you with another video today. This is quite an exciting one. Well, I'm excited anyway. I've got Charlie's Ansmann Virus, his buggy. You've probably seen it in a couple of other videos. The car, it owes him nothing. He bought it for about 50 quid and he just abuses it and has fun with it. But we've been thinking to actually port the engine, because it's a stock RTR engine. It's, you know, very basic, no sort of nice ports or anything at all. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to port the engine, but online there's no real information or any sort of evidence of whether porting actually makes a significant difference. So what I'm going to do today, we're going to do 3 back-to-back passes, and it's going to be 132 feet. We're going to see the speed and the 0 to 132 feet, and I'll do 3 passes and take an average from that, and then obviously we'll come back after we ported the engine, try again and see if it makes a difference. I'm going to be obviously putting some controls in place to try and keep things nice and even. I'll be temping the engine before I start, so we'll make sure the engine's at the same temperature. I'll set the tune today and then I won't adjust it. I'll only adjust it if I have to. It's about 15 degrees today and it's fairly dry, so I'll try and get a day that's as similar to today as possible. But we're going to get straight into it. We're going to get a tune on the car, temp it, then video it, and then see what the 0 to 132s are like. So here's the car. You probably recognise it from a couple of videos. We're in this car park again. 132 feet, probably just about past that gate. So we'll get this thing started, get a tune on it, and we'll get this thing going. Right guys, I'm happy with the tune. It's as good as it's going to get on this kind of old engine. So what we're going to do, we'll get it up to temperature and then we'll temp it, and then whatever the temperature is, I'll match it to when we port it. $190. So let's do the first pass. So drag, 132, start. I'll just clear it out. Here we go. There we go, that's going to be 132. Okay, read 37 at 35. Let's do it again. Drag, start. Seven 36. Do drag, start. Seven at 36. Okay, there we go. So we've just done our 3 passes in the sort of 35 to 36 mile an hour range and the 3.7 seconds to 132. Just so you can see, that's the high end needle and then that is the low end needle. So I'm not going to change those. We're just going to port the engine, polish it, and we'll put it straight back in. We'll only have to change the needles if for some reason it doesn't want to run the same. And also, that's how much fuel is left in the tank. You can see there's a little bit in there. I started the test with it about a quarter of the way full, so we'll make sure we'll match that as well. But let's get back to the workstation. Right, so I've got the engine all out and torn down, so we've got everything off it. So it's just the bottom end to take out now. So this engine, I actually replaced the bearings in it quite a few months ago. When Charlie was running it, it literally just locked up and the back bearing literally destroyed itself and got wedged in there. But I'll chuck some pictures up of it now. But yeah, he was really lucky that this engine could still keep going. Right, here's the bottom end all out of it. So the crank has got a lot of rust on it, so we can get all that cleaned up. It's already got a bit of a ramp in there. I'm not going to drill it and fill it because I feel like my drill bits will just slip on that. I might remove a bit of material at the top there to get that a bit lighter maybe. It's already got some cuts here. I might accentuate them a little bit, see if I can do that, and I'll clear all that scaling off of it, and then I'll just polish up the crankshaft. The piston and sleeve, I did actually I pinched this previously, so let's have a look at the, let's have it. So it's got a nice score on there. So you know guys, this engine is not in tip-top condition as you can see, but we're just going to see what we can do with it. But yeah, we're just gonna have a bit of fun here guys and see how this turns out. So let's get it out to the garage and start hacking away at this. Right, I've got a lot of that scale knocked off, but there's still quite a bit there, so I might work on it a bit more. But what I'm going to do now, I'm going to accentuate these cuts a little bit more, and I'm going to take some material off this top edge of the crankshaft, and then just see what it looks like. And I've covered it up obviously, so I don't want to nick it. Full disclaimer guys, I don't actually really know what I'm doing, so yeah, follow at your own risk. Well, that looks quite a bit different. So taken quite a bit of material off the top there. That should make the top lighter and the counterweight heavier. I know I took a bit of material away here, but you know, it should be okay. Right, we're just going to try and clean up this bearing surface a bit because it's quite nasty looking at the moment. I've just got this green Brillo pad, so we'll try this. What, look at that. That looks way better. So we've got some slightly bigger cuts in there and some material taken off that top there. And I think I've got it pretty even. So I think that's going to be about it for the crank. And then we'll move on to the old sleeve, see what we can do with that. So I think what I'm going to try and do here is bring these intakes down a little bit. And also with these, just put a bit more of a chamfer, and then I'm going to put a fang on these. I believe these are boost ports, if I'm right in saying. It's either these are intake and these are boost ports, whatever. Same but different. So let's get the old Dremel out and see what we can do. Well, after a bit of brasso on there, that looks really good. So we've got the side ports. As you can see, you know, it's not perfect, but it's going to happen when you're doing stuff by hand. That one's really good. I'm happy with that. That one's very similar. I just went a little bit off, you can see just below the fang, but that's all right. That shouldn't affect it too much. And on that side, and then we've got the intake, I believe, or the boost ports, whatever they are. That looks pretty cool. That's way more aggressive than it was before. And then the crankshaft, I did manage to get a lot of the scaling off, so that's going to help. And these cuts are much more accentuated. This one didn't come down to here, so that's come down a bit further. And this one's a little bit bigger as well. All the scaling is pretty much off, as much as I could get with the tools I have. And then I tried to polish it as best I could. It's pretty pitted up, to be honest. You can actually see the pitting there. But you know, that'll do the job, I think. I've gotten everything cleaned up just there, so we'll get this thing back together and see if we can fire it up. Right guys, so we're back here again with the buggy after porting it. I did try and come yesterday, but literally as I got everything out, it started raining, so that was really annoying. So we're going to do the same thing as we did last time, 3 back-to-back pulls. We're going to make sure the engine's at 190 Fahrenheit, and then see if this thing's any quicker. There we go, that's pretty close. 185. There we go, pass number 1, let's see what that was. Oh, look at that, that's way quicker. Pass number 1. Oh, look at that, even faster. Little bog there. Look at that. That is a lot quicker. Well, there we go, guys. The car is undeniably quicker. I'm really pleased that this port job has worked, and it's actually worked quite well. It's gained a bit of mile an hour, and it's gained quite a bit of low end speed because it's getting to that top speed a lot faster. I didn't touch the high end needle. I leaned the low end needle a very slight amount because, of course, with more air going into the cylinder, that's what those ramps are allowing, it did need a little bit less fuel. And in fact, it launched a lot better when I leaned the low. I could probably lean the top end a little bit, but I'm not going to because it sounds and runs perfectly as it is. The idle is a little bit funny just because it's an old engine. It's not the best seal, and idles are notoriously hard to get good on an old engine, but I'm really happy with the performance of it. I think Charlie's going to be really happy with it, and you'll probably see it out in some more videos bashing it hard and hopefully not blow it up. Cheers guys, thanks for watching, see you on the next one.